Greetings and welcome to Monster Legends, and another special feeding episode. This time we're going to be feeding a fellow that I picked up at a challenge that was named after him, and he is the newest of the elite. This is Wyrmlad, and unfortunately Wyrmlad has some lock rune slots, which means I'm going to be investing gems in him. Alright, Wyrmlad, as I said, he is an elite. That's kind of something they do in the background. It just means he's really good and he's going to have more skills as you rank him up. Anyway, he is dragon, which is interesting considering he's a dragon killer himself. He's in the winter book. He is part of the good legions. Although he is an elite. Oh, they actually do have a thing for that now, don't they? Okay, I'm going to have to check that to see if that's an actual book. And of course, he's part limited time book that they have going now. Alright, and of course he is a legendary and he is light. Alright, so I have a place for him. Yeah, there. That's kind of the drop-off point before we move them on to somewhere else. Okay, was that like a mini-me? Because it was on the screen at the same time he was and it was smaller. So maybe it was a mini-me. Okay. Alright, so where is our lad today? Okay, this is Mouth Den. No, this is not Mouth Den. We're going to find a good name for him. And of course, he's got that little shine around him that says, "Hi, I'm elite." And he's got skills there, doesn't he? Yes, he does. He's got skills. Alright, so let's take a look at him. He is, of course, a legendary. He is light. And remember, he is an elite. So he's got the celestial trait, which means he is immune to all forms of stun and bleeding. He also will evade all area attacks. And of course, that is a trait. That's not like something that'll wear off. That's it. If you're going to use a group attack on his party, you're not going to hit him. You have to go right for him. All right, let's take a look at the stats. He's got a really good strength. He's got a chunky life, and that's not bad at all. His speed is pretty good, too, so very good numbers. But then again, that's what you would expect from an elite. So let's check out his initial skills. All right, we have Raised by Dragons, yet he kills them. How very sad. Deals low physical damage to one enemy. And then, of course, we have Trained by Knights. Deals low moderate damage to one enemy. And, of course, that special skill, War of the Ages. Removes positive status effects and deals massive light damage to all enemies. Applies photophobic, shield, and positive status effects. So basically, I believe that means he's going to be immune for a while to special damage. I think that's what that means. And of course, positive effects will be protected too. Okay, and of course he does that to the whole group. Very good stuff indeed. When the dragons created an alliance and Drakkar was excluded from it, he swore to make them regret leaving him out. His plan was to do it on his own, but realistically, in a 1 versus 5 war, he didn't stand a chance. So he had to bring in backup, an attacker like himself, but a light one, Wyrmlad. Okay, so he was raised with purpose, but he was raised by dragons, he was trained by knights. So we'll see how that works out. But like I said, he's got skills. Alright, so let's get him up to level 4 for his final evolution. And there he is. Okay, you still got them skills you had when you were a kid, dude? Come on, spin it. You know you want to. Okay, well, he can jump in the air. Is that all you got? Dude, you did more when you were a kid. Just saying. Alright, so now it's all about the skills. Now, I have seen some of his skills because they gave us the opportunity to test these guys out. And I'm not really sure which ones are his. You have to rank them up. I do plan on ranking them up. I have an extra 60 cells of him. And I'm going to use light cells for the rest. After his dragon friend has been finished, of course. Alright, so let's go, because I want to see the skills. Wyrmlad is Gymlad. Okay, applies precision damage boost and a 33% shield to itself. Okay, so that's good. Gymlad? Okay, that's kind of a strange name here for, like, a skill. It's like comedy stuff there. Let's be serious about this. After all, he seems like a serious fellow. Alright, let's go to level 10. Mythical Memories. Deals moderate light damage to one enemy. Applies sunburn to one enemy. 0 cooldown. I have a feeling we won't be keeping that one. Just, it's a feeling. It's a feeling. Alright, so let's continue to level 15 for another skill. Never Liked You. Applies stun to one ally. Heals all allies by 50%. Okay, so he stuns one of his allies. Can he use that on himself? Because, of course, remember, he's immune to stun. You know, that's actually worth seeing if that would work. I mean, it can't possibly work. Because the thing about it is, like I said, he himself is immune to stun. That would be basically, you know, a heal to everybody. You know? I don't know. I don't know. That's interesting. All right, I'll just put that in the front for now. I'm obviously not going to be keeping that. I didn't get him to be a healer. Just saying. Alright, so let's get to level 20. We're Dragon Slayers. Deals moderate light damage to one enemy, applies evasion, and gives extra turn to itself. That is going to be part of that combo, isn't it? Alright, so I'm going to put that at the end. And it is a 2-round evasion, so when he gets the turn back, he'll be able to attack again, and then he'll still be evading. So it's just really good possibilities there. Alright, so let's continue to level 25. Drakkar Union. Deals moderate light damage and applies sunburn to all enemies. Applies a 25% light shield to all enemies. Oh, that's actually not too bad at all. So he's going to do moderate light damage to him. It is low moderate light. He's going to apply sunburn to them. And then give a life shield to his party for 2 rounds. Alright, why don't we just put that there because... Don't know if I'm keeping that one, but that's a good skill. Alright, so let's continue to level 30. Scale Clipper applies Dragon Hater to one ally. I don't think there's any chance I'm going to keep that. So I'm going to skip it. I'm going to skip it. Alright, so let's continue to level 35. Masterwork Armor. Deals moderate special damage to all enemies. Applies total damage reduction to all enemies. And skill mirror to itself. Alright, I'm going to put that in the first spot for now because I like it better than that one. Alright, so let's continue. By the way, that's a great skill. And boom. Righteous Evil deals moderate dark damage to all enemies, applies sunburn and cursed. You know, when I saw this one, I figured this has to be one of the skills that's he's gonna get when he ranks up. There's no way that he's gonna get this in the first 50 or 60 levels. I was wrong. And it's a 2-round cooldown. Okay, well, you know, it does the same thing as well, actually, this is dark damage, too. That's an important thing. I'm not really sure why he has that, but, you know, he did take a walk on the dark side with the dragons, so maybe that's where it's coming from. All right, the life shield is good. You know what? I'm not going to take that one out just yet. Let's take this one out because, you know, I'm not gonna do this. Yeah, this one's really good. Sunburn and Curse, and it's a 2-round cooldown, and it's actually high moderate damage. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so. Alright, so I really thought that one would be, I would be hoping to get that one on 1 rank up, but I guess that's, should be interesting to see, right? Alright, so let's continue. We probably got one more, and then I'll have to figure out what I'm going to do here. I don't like that one. No, I'm not going to do that. I don't care what my friends do. I care what I do, right? Alright, and level 50? Restore the Dream. Removes all negative status effects from all allies. Applies precision and life regeneration to all allies. Well, you know, if he was going to do something supporty, I think that's probably a good one. I just don't know if I'm going to be keeping that one. I don't think so. I'm pretty sure there was another extra turn one, but I'm guessing that that one is going to be one for ranking up. All right, so you lead with this one. Right? By the way, I'm pretty sure that that's it. I'm pretty sure that that's it for now, until I can rank him up. Deals moderate light damage to one enemy, applies evasion and extra turn. So you probably lead with this one, and then you could use that one or that one. It really depends on what you want to do, doesn't it? What's the cooldown on this one? 3-round cooldown. All right. That's a 2, that's a 2, that's a 2. No problem here. I mean, if he gets his cooldown set, he will have, he'll have to take a round or two off. But, you know, the thing about it is I'm not going to lose any of these. I mean, this is a good skill. It's just, I don't think that it's what I want to do with him. See, these are all good group attacks. This one is doing sunburn, but this one is also doing the life shield too, you know? The damage is really bad. It's a good question. Do I want to keep that one? I think this one goes away when I get his 105 skill. But I will take a look at his. I will take a look at things. I don't think I want him to be doing support. That's all. I don't think I want him doing support. All right, let's just get him to 60. I'm pretty sure that I've seen everything available to him now, right? That one, absolutely not. I mean, it was giving it to the entire group. Or it had an extra turn or something like that. But I mean, I just don't see that one at all. No, I don't see that one. All right, and level 60. Yeah, they're really pushing that one down on me. All right, I'm pretty sure that I did see everything. We said Return to Dreaming. Never Liked You. That one is an interesting heal too, you know. I think that I would probably go with this one if I did want to do one, because the removing of the negative status effects from the team, then adding precision, then adding life regeneration is probably better than this one. I don't think he'd be able to use this one on himself, because it doesn't make any sense since he's immune to stun. You know, why even bother putting that in there if you were going to do that, right? I think for now, I do believe he does get another extra turn once you rank him up. And if my memory is right, it might have Dragon Slayer in it. I seem to remember that. Anyway, I think I'm going to go with what I have for now. Let's take a look at his stats. Okay, stats, you know, the speed's very good. Actually, it's around the same as Draghar, the dragon, right? Except the dragon had a little bit more life, but he is faster now. Now, this is a really good speed here. If you wanted him to go really fast, you could do that. Although, let's face it, I think you want him for damage. You know, damage and the things he can do, right? So, that's kind of what I'm thinking in terms of for him. All right, let's look at his skills and we'll think about his runes for a moment. All right, we'll start with this one. Like I said, these are the ones I'm holding on to for now. They're very good, but I do believe that we're going to get something else once we get into 105. I hope it's the one that I'm thinking of, that we saw. All right, we'll start with this one. Masterwork Armor. Deals moderate special damage to all enemies. Applies total damage reduction to all enemies and skill mirror to itself. Yeah, this is really, really good right here. This shuts down the other side. And it also means that if he gets hit by a skill, who you've reduced the damage to, it's just going to reflect the effect that they were trying to do back at him, you know, back at the enemy. So this is a really good one right here. This shuts things down, and it's pretty good damage. And it is, of course, special damages too, which means it's not going to get mitigated by whatever the element of the enemy is going to be. All right, so yeah, like this is a very good one. I like this one. All right, then we have this one. This is the one most likely I will get rid of. Okay, this is Draghar Union. Deals moderate light damage and applies sunburn to all enemies. Applies a 25% shield to all allies. Okay, this is pretty good. I mean, it would be better if it wasn't for the next skill. Just saying. It does damage. It's low, moderate damage. It's light damage. It gives sunburn to the enemy. And it gives a life shield to your own guys, which is kind of useful with an attack like this. You don't see that very often, do you? Where you do an attack, put a torture effect on the other guys, and you also shield yourself at the same time. Your team members, I should say. So it's a good skill. It's just that obviously I plan on replacing it. All right, and then we have this one, and this is a good one. Here we have Righteous Evil. Deals moderate dark damage to all enemies, applies sunburn and curse to all enemies. Yeah, this is, first of all, it's the best damage group attack I see. I mean, this one. Yeah, it is. It is. It does dark damage, which, you know, he's walking on the dark side here. It gives sunburn, which is the reason I said the previous one isn't quite as good as it was anymore. But it also gives curse along with sunburn. So this one is really going to hurt. Really going to hurt indeed. And of course, he's got this one here, the deduction. See, this one here, you put that one down and you're really no rush to get to the next attack. But he does have this one here for the dots. So I'm guessing the circumstance would have to be, do you want to lead with this one? I mean, what happens if the other side is actually stunned or cooldown activation and they're just standing around twiddling their thumbs? Well, in that case, you probably want to do this. Get the death rolling, right? And then the next time his turn comes around, maybe you want to do the total damage reduction. It really depends on the way your team is laid out, right? And then, of course, we have this one on the end, We're Dragon Slayers. Deals moderate light damage to one enemy, applies evasion, and gives one extra turn to itself. All right, so this one here is a good way to lead off. You attack, you do moderate light damage. You know, it's pretty high moderate light damage to one. You give yourself evasion and an extra turn. While he's giving himself the evasion, it's a 2-round evasion. So that when he can act after this, when he does another attack, he's still going to have evasion going into, you know, the next individual's turns. If the enemies are going to go after that, well, he's going to be evading. And it is this highest cooldown, but it's only a 3-round cooldown, and it's pretty powerful for what you're doing here, especially considering you're instantly reducing that cooldown by doing another attack, right? So you could start with this one, depending on your circumstances, and do this one if you need the whole damage reduction, or start with this one and then go into Righteous Evil, right? Now, I do believe he has another skill. I'm hoping it comes up at 105, which is another extra turner, the one that gives, I believe it gives a Dragon Slayer. So if I put that one there, he gives himself Dragon Slayer, he attacks. Then he comes back with this one, gives himself 2-round evasion, and gets an extra turn, and then he can use this or this depending on what he has to do. So that would end up doing a lot of damage, especially if the enemies are dragons, or in the dragon book, right? So yeah, I mean, this guy is really very good, and of course he's got great stats because he is an elite. Now, given the fact that his attacks do good damage, and I would want him attacking quickly, I'm going to go with 2 damages on this guy. Now, the question is, do I want to go with a regular speed or do I want to go with a group speed? There's definitely motivation for both of them. He's only got one skill that I intend to keep that has the torture effects. So I don't really think that he requires the personal speed. I would put a team speed on him. That's what I would do. I think I have a decent one that I would put on him, and I think that that's my plan. I'm going to go with 2 good old damages and then a team speed. That's my plan for him. He's obviously going to be in the next video, and that video may end up coming up this weekend. Testing video, I mean, because I do have him, I have Drakkar, and I have Copycat, of course. Now, I do want to rank him up. I might put him in next. I've already ranked Drakkar up once. I might do him next. The reason is, in the testing video, I might want to see about getting that last skill and see what it works when he's 105. It's either that or I take Drakkar up to 110, which I have the cells for. But I think I'm more interested in seeing what his 105 skill is going to be. Anyway, this is Wyrmlad. Of course, he's great. He's an elite. And we will be seeing him in the near future and probably for a long time to come. So anyway, thank you very much for your attention. I really appreciate it. And play games because games are fun. See ya.